Hey, it's Berg coming back at you with some more belt talk, and today we're going to talk about this belt that I just picked up today, and that is the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship title belt. This is the 5-plate version made by Reggie Parks, and we're going to take an in-depth look at this baby right here. All right, so what we're looking at here is the early 90s version of the United States Heavyweight Championship title belt. WCW in the early 90s had moved away from the NWA style belts that they were using and commissioned Reggie Parks to design and create these new belts for the organization. So this belt, very much reminiscent of the WWF Classic Intercontinental title belt, you can see is, it's just got the Reggie markings all over it. You look at it and you know this is a Reggie design. You've got the banners, you've got the eagle, the columns, the plate work on this, just everything about it screams Reggie Parks. This particular belt here that I'm holding, I said in the beginning of the video, this is a Reggie Parks made belt. What I mean is made in the style of Reggie Parks. This is a what I believe is a Pakistan bootleg belt. I bought it secondhand. The original owner told me that he had purchased it off of eBay and wasn't sure exactly who the maker was. So let's take a closer look at this belt here. Just give it a good once over and get an idea of what we're looking at. Of course, very much in the style of Reggie Parks. We've got the big eagle right front and center on the main plate here. And I'd say I'm pretty impressed actually. So these are, I believe they're 4mm plates. Very close to 4mm plate. Might be a little smaller, but 4mm plates. The maker, whoever did make this belt, was able to get some really nice acid etch work and detail in here. So you can see that just in the depth of the work here next to the eagle, in these negative spaces, you can see the depth here in the line work that fills up the texturing of the columns. Very nice work in terms of plate depth and separation. One of my favorite parts about this version of the United States title belt is the main plate and how it steps up to the WCW logo. Giving it this taller appeal or this taller look was something that I thought always gave this belt a little more significance. And I love the way that the leather cut follows the plate. You know, it's not just a generic shape, but it actually steps up with the plate work. Looking at the side plates, you can see, again, this being the 5-plate version. We call it the 5-plate version because obviously you've got 2 side plates on either side of the main plate, consisting of 5 plates total. This belt does have a 6th plate. But the 2 side plates you can see are identical plates, and then you move out to the flag plates flanking the very end, and those are identical on either side. This belt does have some flaws where you can see, I don't know if this is leather paint or leather dye that they use, or if this is paint from the banners, but there is some black paint smudged on this plate here. I did notice that there was a little bit of paint defectiveness over on this United States flag plate. Got a little bit of white paint in on the red stripe. We're missing some paint up here in the stars. So, it's not top tier quality. Again, an eBay knockoff, kind of the quality that you would expect when you're getting a belt in that fashion, but regardless, this belt does have some significance. It is heavy. I'm going to say that this belt's probably 6 to 7 pounds. You can see that this belt is on a full leather strap, and it does have a complete backing to it. I will tell you that the strap on this belt does leave a lot to be desired. So you can see on the belt tip side here, the weight of the belt tip does give this belt a little floppiness or pliability on this end. But if we move over to the male snapbox end, this side, as I tap on it, it's almost like a hard cardboard. Not very flexible, not very pliable at all. It's actually got kind of a bend here that is, the memory is retaining its shape here. That would come out, I'm sure, if I display the belt in a different manner, but I'm not going to be too worried about those things. I display the belts up on a display shelf, so I don't handle them that often. It's not that important for me to have, you know, full pliability, floppiness, whatever you want to call it on the strap. This strap too does have a backing on it, but the sides were not burnished, so you don't get that full, complete, professional strap work here. There are areas here on the strap that you can see just aren't as clean and finished as you would get in your premium belts. Knowing that I was buying what was an eBay knockoff belt, I can't complain about the quality. This does have great work, great detailing work in the etching of the plates. The plate thickness itself, really happy with. The full gold tip, you know, that's sometimes often overlooked by the bootleg makers. You know, a lot of times you'll get like this tip that gets glued onto the front and nothing on the back. A full gold tip is something that is important for me as a collector. But overall, a really nice belt, a belt that I'm happy to have in my collection. I will be getting rid of my JMAR version of the United States title just because this version to me is a lot more significant. I think it just looks better. And overall, you know, being designed in the style of a Reggie belt, you can't beat it. The look, the feel, everything about it just is, in my opinion, better than the JMAR style. You know, taking a closer look here at the main plate, we can see just some really quality detail work that was done. The depth of the plate really, really looks good. That texturing in the columns pops, giving it that nice contrast. You can see kind of in the void spaces by the eagle, just how deep that etching is. And then even the line work on the eagle. You know, you can see the eagle's claws gripping the banner, the line work in the feathers, the face of the eagle. Just overall, really, really well done, especially for what I would consider a fairly inexpensive bootleg knockoff belt. Getting to have a real leather strap. You've got the full tip, a property plate, you know, wonderful plate thickness in my opinion too. We're looking at just about 4 millimeters. This belt really, really looks and feels nice. I will say that one of the things that I wish was better on this belt is the strap itself. It is a full leather strap. However, it's quite thin and very much an unfinished strap. So we'll flip the belt over and we'll see that it does have a full backing on it, which I like, covering all the screws. Everything looks good here, but I prefer to have the burnished edges, and you can see that there's just not much of an attempt to seal the edges of this belt. A little bit unfinished. And to me, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. This belt's going to go up on a display shelf anyway. But it does miss the mark on the quality aspect on that part. Tooling on this belt, though, looks pretty good. You've got your typical clamshell tooling that was very popular and reminiscent of the Reggie-style belts of the time. You know, taking a look at the snap boxes, you've got a little bit of the tool working done here. This doesn't look as clean, as professional. This almost looks like maybe it was stamped. And one of the things as well that missed the mark here is the tooling that should be around this property plate. So number one, this property plate looks to be a bit oversized. It does not fit well on this strap. So either the strap should be a little bigger or that plate should be a little smaller. But what we're missing is a little bit of that recessed or indented tooling where this plate should be sitting. A bit of a miss, in my opinion, for the maker, but we're talking about a relatively inexpensive bootleg here, so I can't complain too much. I knew what I was buying. So there we have it. A nice look at the WCW 5-plate version of the United States Heavyweight Championship title belt. This belt, again, being in the style of the Reggie Parks belt that was made in the early 90s, and one of my favorite versions of the United States Heavyweight Championship title.